I'm Father Jose Luis Saldanha. I am a diocesan priest in the Archdiocese of Nairobi. Yes, I am. I'm 100% Wananchi. Second generation, in fact, because my father is born also here in Kenya. That is a question that now at 50 years I can answer very well, because becoming a priest thought you were somebody else, somebody of another level. I am an ordinary person. I am like everybody else, and I would say that is also who Jesus is. Even though now we know He's the second person of the Blessed Trinity, He came here to be with us. As a priest, I am one of everybody. I was ordained on Saturday, 17th November 1973, the feast of Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. I did not choose that day, but I'm so glad that that was the feast day, because I've got a special affection for Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. I studied in Rome, but I was the only one ordained in November. In 1973 itself, there were other two diocesan priests ordained, Father Cletus Gugi and Father Peter Iraki. But I was in November. My initial pastoral experience was very, very romantic, because I thought the faith had a long way to go. So we used to be one priest in a mission, we used to be alone, we had a lot of free time, and even the churches were not too full. We used to do a lot of outstations, saying Mass under trees and in schools. So it is not the same today. Now, looking back, I look on my life in terms of decades instead of years. Like, say, the 50s, I was in school. I enjoyed school. 60s, I did my seminary. I was in Rome, and I enjoyed myself. I'm like a Roman, you can see. And 70s, when I was ordained, I did a little bit of pastoral work, but that was my best time to be in the parishes, but I was very short time, for 5 years. And I went to Rome again to pursue further studies. I did a licentiate in Bible studies, and I spent one semester in Jerusalem, which was beautiful. Then in the 80s, I don't think I did so much pastoral work as administrative work and academic work. So administrative work, I was the procurator, I was the secretary of the Archdiocese, secretary to His Eminence, and then I was teaching in various places like St. Thomas Aquinas, Kuya that time, it was called Kia, and in 90s, kind of I slowed down because I was finally making my peace with my blindness. Maybe we should have talked about that. So I'm blind, so I had this great chance to be with my mother because I could not be as mobile as I wanted to be in the parish, but I still continued my pastoral work. And when my mother died in 2003, then I gave myself completely up. I was chaplain at Yumba Yavaze. I got a bit bored, and then I came to Queen of Apostles, and I really, really enjoyed those last years, Queen of Apostles, to be with the people, celebrating Mass, hearing confession. And then finally, they put me here in the clergy home, which is a place for retired. I'm the first resident, and now I'm the oldest. I would love to say that I don't have any free days. You're asking about a different time. When I was in the mission, maybe we kind of said our day was free, maybe a Monday. Okay, that's the day that if I was in the mission, I would come to Nairobi to visit my family, go back. That you could say was a free day. I would come to visit my home, have food, love my food, and enjoy evening with my mother and go back home. That would be the free day. But I don't think that in the parish there was any different. I tell you that sincerely. I have a feeling now the priests work very, very hard. They're more dynamic and they've got a lot more work to do. So every day is quite busy. But when I started off in 70s, it was very happy, relaxing time. We did a lot of work, but there was no urgency. We went out when there was need, said a mass. If you ask me now about free day, I don't think I have a free day because I live every day and it is beautiful. I have equal times of relaxing and also doing work. Since I've already told you, I've grown in trust of this wonderful God. I wish I could preach more about God, about His Son. And I think sometimes it is not the same idea as people have. My God is not a terrible person. Even if I do understand His power, His whatever, He is the Father. And I think He's proved it by sending His Son to be with us. So that is my, and I will tell you, after this Jubilee, will be my focus. To be with people, to show them how Jesus is. And not a Jesus that is only preaching or He knows everything. He is a person who's with the people. So equal measures, He enjoyed Himself. He went to wedding feasts. He must have had great times with His companions, His apostles. And when the time came, He was serious also. He gave His message, the kingdom, but He was always understanding. You can see His heart in this healing. He would not have healed if He did not feel with the people. And so He did it. I will be a little bit, to shock you, that I think my Jesus is not one that had a home. He was a vagabond. He traveled around. He had these happy people around Him, His apostles. He enjoyed His ministry, and the people enjoyed meeting Him. So I hope, in my 50th year, that I am like Him. First, I want the young people to be fulfilled, this country, to study well, to be open to all opportunities, to live a good, happy life, social life, to be open to everything that this world throws at them. Maybe we could pray, that would be a good word, for not vocations, but for good priests. And I'm not wanting to kind of limit them and say they have to be like this or like that, but they have to be happy people. They have to be fulfilled people in their vocation. They have to be models on the altar, in the confessional, and with the families they serve. So I pray for that. If that is that, I remember that I served Mass and I got attracted to the priesthood because I was near to the priest, I was near to the altar, and I grew in my desire to imitate the priest because I thought he was really a fantastic person, imbued with the power, and I wanted to be him. And I wanted to touch all those vessels on the altar, and I wanted to bless people. So that will be there. I've got no doubt. Our youth should be fulfilled, should be happy people. We need happy young people to enter the seminary. I'm just living my life now. I've reached the age now. Every day I get up, I do say it, what has gone wrong sometimes. And I'm always talking about something like the Wi-Fi is not there, or maybe my digital is not working properly. I get really annoyed, or the computer is not there. those things kind of affect me. But on the other side, I'm happy I get up. It takes me only 45 steps from my room to the chapel. Isn't that a big blessing? I say the Mass, I would love to have more people at Mass, that's no doubt about it. In my old age, I would love to have congregation, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And it just goes the day, and I'm really happy. I have breakfast, I can sit down, I can read. Somebody calls, I can go for confession. I go out with my young helper, Michael. So I do everything, and I take a siesta. So everything keeps going. I don't think I feel anything. I may get a toothache, I may get my arthritis a little bad, but what to do? Other people, I say, are suffering more than I do.